Welcome to the Freedom Property Podcast, the modern real estate brand empowering excellence. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? We are back in the studio today. And we have got the lovely Angela and Jorgia from Place Woolloongabba. Welcome.
Thank you, Josh.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
It's great. It's nice to have two lovely ladies on the show. I've had so many men on the show. It's nice to have some female influence.
Great.
Nice little change up for you.
Yeah.
What do you think of the office?
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's really impressive. I mean, it's really nice to come for a drive down here to the bay at any point. But yeah, it's great. And I can see you've just moved in, have you?
Absolutely. Yeah, we've only been in here for a couple of months. Got a few offices, a few hubs that we're rolling at the moment. But I wanted to get you guys in today because I've been out to your office and it's special. You know, if you haven't been to the Place Woolloongabba office, you got to go check it out if you can find it because it looks like a bar.
Yeah. Or is it a library?
Oh, that too, yeah.
You know?
There's a little bit of a secret there when you walk through. There's actually agents in there.
Yeah. We hide them out the back of the hidden door.
Whose idea was that to create the office like that?
I could be honest, that was actually Damien Hackett, our CEO's idea, that door. And when Dennis and James and I were looking for a space, which is coming up 6 years ago, we looked at so many. And as soon as we found that at the Gabba, we knew that was for us. Yeah. But it was a difficult space because it was an old antique store and we had to gut it. And then we realised there wasn't enough space, so we had to take upstairs to allow for growth. James was very insistent on that, and thank goodness he did because we're now at capacity there. Absolutely. But the door, we very much wanted to look like we'd always been in the street. Like was it a library, a bar? You know, we've always been there. So we had to fit into that, to the what the Gabba was and still is. But Damien Hackett had this idea of putting a hidden door, like it was prohibition out the back. And honestly, at the first meeting, I thought, is he for real? And the second meeting, he said, where's the door? Where it's at? The amount of money we invested in getting that door with our builders. Yeah. But so glad we did because it's now a feature. It's a point of difference. Yeah.
Yeah, we get people sticky beaking all the time through the window. And then when we say we're a real estate office, they're like, no, you're not. You're not.
It's really trendy and it's a good statement for the brand. It's it's nice how Place have come in and they've put their touches on their offices, and I think they've given a point of difference in that prestige world.
Well, I'd say that every office has a different point of difference. Yeah, with the one at like New Farm, James Street, completely different vibe. It's Carlisle vibe in there. Yeah. Every office is different. And it sort of suits where they're at.
Absolutely.
And I don't know, I might have said this to you, but when we opened it, we invested a lot of money in that fit out.
Oh, yeah. And that would have cost you an absolute fortune.
Yep.
Yeah, I couldn't even fathom doing something like that these days.
I know. But you know what? It's been great because we always knew it would be a recruitment tool. Yes. And what it also has become is a retention tool.
Yes.
So
let's talk about that. I really would like to talk about that today. So what do you guys do at the office? What is your main focus every day?
You mean our individual roles?
Yeah. So because you're not selling agents, are you?
No.
Tell us what you do.
No.
You go.
So I'm office manager of the Gabba. Yep. Also married to James. Yep. So adds a different element there. Job, So essentially an owner office manager. Yeah. But when we opened the office, nearly 6 years ago, I started in there 5 days a week and have worked 5 days a week ever since, and I absolutely love it. So my role is sort of, they call me office manager. So I'm sort of, operations manager, managing the team, the admin team and the agents. Yep. The agents go to Dennis and James, though, for their motivation, for their for their sales training. I don't do any of that. It's more me managing them from an over
personalities,
exactly. Any issues, problems, anything I can take off Dennis and James, I do.
Absolutely.
So anything if I can in terms of HR or any issues, any problems, recruitment. But that's when Jorgia comes in. So Jorgia is, you can explain.
Yeah, I'm James's executive assistant, and we love it there. It's very, very good. But my role is, obviously assisting James with selling. He still is a selling director, as you would know. So from the listed to settled process with our owners, but then also helping him with recruitment, retention of staff as well, helping out Ange with the office manager side of things, helping our agents with what they need as well, with listing presentations, marketing, social media, kind of an all-rounder really these days.
The real boss, eh?
That's what everyone tells me, but
That's it. No, that's awesome. So you've got a good range of agents in your office as well. So you've got some newcomers all the way up to some very big agents.
Yeah. We're very lucky in our office that we've got some really good, successful, high-performing teams. So we've got Sava Kalouris, we've got Ben Smith, Joe Leong. We've just onboarded Scott Hay onto our team, who he runs Prestige Property page, which is great, and he's already killing it. You know, in our space, which is good to have, and but then we do have some up and coming agents as well, and I think in our office it's great to have that diversity because those agents can then go to James and Dennis, who have been in the industry for so long and have done so well, but then also learn from our high performing teams like Sava and Ben, who are sort of new, I guess, but learn from them in what real estate is now, which is great,
And we've also got our property management unit, and of which we've now got nearly 300 properties. We started with 0, and we've built it totally organically.
Amazing.
There's a team of 4 there now, and we recruited some time ago an excellent team leader to run that. Whilst I work closely with that team, he runs it. So, and they're very much, you've seen our office, they're very much a part of the sale. They're on the sales floor. We're all a part of each other. So we all get on really well. And the property managers, talk to the whole team constantly. It's not like they're away from the sales team. So that we're all thinking,
it's important. Yeah, definitely.
We've got the one goal.
It's a good vibe, that office, because it is a cool office. But then when you walk out the back, it's you got your teams, but it's very open, isn't it? You probably all vibe off each other's phone calls and sort of hear it. Have a laugh, what some people say.
Absolutely. Exactly. Lots of laughs.
There's a lot of banter that goes on at the Gabba. I think some of the younger guys, sometimes they say one thing wrong on the air. I'm there for it.
Oh, we love that.
They pay for it.
That's how our dens work too. That's more memorable when you stuff up the phone calls.
Absolutely. And I think it's a good learning, like even a learning for them too, because it means that you've got a supportive space still around you. To be able to make that mistake and then learn from, your Bens and your Savas on what to do next.
So when you've got, all of these big egos, because, us agents, we run the show, we run the world, So how do you keep all these agents happy?
Yeah, well, it's,
Ange does a pretty good job at it.
That's a constant thing. And I'm not going to say issue, but it is a constant thing because there's a fine line. We do a lot for our agents, and we like to do a lot. We like to invest in them because we are seeing the rewards back. But and James constantly is doing one-on-ones with them. Every quarter he does that. But you can't keep them all happy all the time. You really can't. And over the years, some have come and some have gone. But the ones have stayed that we have wanted to stay. And the ones we've just got that have joined us are the ones we wanted.
Definitely. I feel you because I've had that happen to me too. Like I've had people come and go, and some of the ones that have left, I'm like, oh my God, like I've invested so much into you, my time, my energy, like my money, my love, and then you're like, ooh.
Oh, Josh, I know, and we've had a few like that too. And it does hurt, but you've just got to, as you do, probably shake it off. It wasn't right, and some of them can come back to you too if they're left in a good way. But some, there are some that just need to do their own thing or need to go to another brand.
Definitely.
But we also encourage all our agents to be very independent. Because they've got to invest in themselves or they're not going to make it.
Absolutely. I was speaking to Jake, my brother, about that this morning because, something happens and I'm like, oh, it'd be so disappointing if someone like that left, and my brother said this morning, he's like, at the end of the day, it is what it is, you just keep focused on the culture, you keep focused on making this office better and doing the right things, and the right people will always stay, so...
Really good advice.
Yeah, it was good this morning. I had a bit of a moment. So
before from the sounds of it.
That's it.
How would you manage this? Because obviously, you've got a big office and a growing office. What do you think on that side of things, how you grow?
This podcast show is all about you, agents. It's all about giving you the tips, the tricks, the strategies to take your business and your life to the next level. I'm very passionate about helping real estate agents, and the more people that subscribe and like this show, the better guests we can get on and the more value we can bring to you. So follow us, give us a like, and tell your friends. look forward to working with you. Yeah, like, I don't know how you think about this, but I think the most important thing for agents is culture. I think they want to be in the right environment with the right people. So I think it's trying to protect that environment and doing things that are positive for that environment, and like, you guys are good at it as well. Like, I see that you do a lot of events with the teams and you go and do things, and you have like, rewards and that type of stuff. And I think that's really important to the agents, if you agree. But, it's not all about commission. It's not all about having, the best marketing. Sometimes it's just, they just want to be around certain people,
Absolutely.
We would really agree with that. And we hear that from agents that come from other brands to us. And one of the things they always say to us is, you are all so supportive of us.
Yeah.
Everyone is so supportive. And if they ever want to go to another agent to get advice or, ideas, we're all very open and transparent. So, yes, I think you're right. And culture is something that we have, it's organically developed, but we really do put a lot of emphasis on it. We have Wellness Fridays once a month, our team meetings that Jorgia runs. We have a guest speaker such as yourself, which is so wonderful to get someone from another brand or industry in. And I think the agents like that. They like to have a place that they can come to and be supported, feel encouraged around other positive people, and it helps them succeed.
Yeah, definitely. Because Place is quite a big brand now. How many agents do you know?
18 offices. So
I know staff-wise, we're over 500.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Which is crazy.
Wow, that's huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, so do you feel like competition amongst the officers at Place?
No.
Well,
No?
Our competition, and Sarah Hackett said this at our quarterly awards the other day, which was really, it actually made you think about it, isn't it? Because you do think, internally that you would be competing against each other, but our competition is external. And that's exactly what she said, and she's so spot on.
Yeah.
We might have a friendly bit of rivalry between the officers. We tend to have a bit of a rivalry with Ascot because we kind of started at the same time. But, it's definitely external for sure. She, hit the nail on the head there.
yes.
Absolutely.
And that was good for everyone to hear.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's at our quarterly awards where we go, and the top office for the first time ever, wasn't Bulimba, it was New Farm.
Yeah.
And that was amazing. Everybody celebrated that.
Yeah.
Particularly New Farm. But, and like we'd love to be up there too, and we are. So, there's friendly rivalry or perhaps some competition, I guess, to win awards, to the agents sit there and want to be up there.
Yeah.
And that's really healthy.
Yeah.
Because were you at Place from the start?
Yes. Well, yes. I really only came back into full-time work when we opened the business.
Yes.
I've always sort of helped James a bit behind the scenes, but I really started the full-time work when we opened the Gabba.
Yeah. So when Place started, there was obviously the leaders there.
Yes.
And so did you all just work in one office and then you went out, and how did that work?
Well, originally it all started, of course, down at Bulimba with Paul, Damien and Sarah.
Yep.
And then sort of Judy Goodyear joined.
Okay.
So they were very much at Bulimba for a long time. That was our flagship office, still is. And then they opened head office at East Brisbane. So Damien went into head office, and then we've expanded from there.
Yeah.
So, and of course, Judy's retired. So now it's still the three original
Yeah.
directors.
And then it's just grown from there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So everyone started their own little team.
Yes.
Hubs, and it's just grown.
And like James and Dennis were both operating out of Place Bulimba until they were able to or encouraged to by Paul Curtin to go out and open their own.
Yeah.
So,
So what stands out for your office? Like, why would someone come to your office over the next office?
I think because we are the experts in the inner east of Brisbane, certainly. You've got Dennis and James who have been that for so many years. And I think a lot of people, they see Dennis in the market selling so much and the volume and the higher sale prices, record prices, and they want to be a part of that, recruitment-wise and client-wise.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And what strong characteristics do you see in your best agents? Like what do they have in common?
Determination, definitely.
Yeah.
work ethic.
Yeah.
They work hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They work hard.
Like how hard? Like tell me how hard these people are working, because there's a lot of like youngsters that watch this show. Like how hard do you have to go?
They've got to make sacrifices. That's the biggest thing. Doing listing presentations on Christmas Eve, New Year's, getting contracts signed on New Year's Eve. We've done that plenty of times before.
Yep.
Sometimes you do have to, you do want to have obviously a work-life balance, and that's what real estate does provide, but you need to put in the effort at the start, and you need to work hard. You need to get the runs on the board first before, you know, you start taking Christmases off and not doing presentations and things like that. But I think our team definitely know when to sacrifice to get a listing, and it's always been kind of that way.
Yeah, nice. It's exciting. A cool office to be a part of.
Yeah. Thank you. Do you want to come and join?
I'm thinking about it. I'm definitely, you know, if I was, you know, it's definitely on the cards. But no, it's definitely one of the best offices I've ever stepped foot into. You know, maybe the best. It's such a great space. But what happens if you get too many agents, or would you move again, or would you try and find more space? How would you do it?
Absolutely.
Well, yes, but look, we've got a team of 28 now.
Yeah,
and we're pretty well full. We're doing a lot more hot desking though. A lot of it because we have some agents that, you know, don't want to come into the office as much as others. So we're doing a lot more hot desking, and we've still got space.
Yeah.
Look, ultimately, yes, we could certainly go to another premises, but Georgia, don't wish that upon us yet. We're
just seeing if you want me to take over the lease.
No. That would be our main office always. Maybe we'll have to kick someone out next door and move in, but no.
That's awesome.
And of course, recently we invested in the Annerey office.
Yes. Yeah.
So we've got that as well now. Dennis and James are part owners in that. Yeah. And they're a really young, growing office.
Yeah.
With Director Mitchell Smith over there is doing a fantastic job.
Yeah.
So, you know, there's opportunities there to maybe amalgamate offices a bit more. They've got a bit more space over there. And,
that's so good. So you love it? You're enjoying real estate?
Yeah.
Enjoy the lifestyle?
Georgia?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think I remember when I first started in real estate. I've been in real estate for about 6 years now, and I think I've done maybe every single role besides sales agent. So I kind of have I feel like I've got a good grasp of the whole industry. But this is definitely the best office I've worked in, and I've worked for McGrath, I've worked for MMJ down in Sydney, which is a pretty big brand down there. And this is by far the best brand for sure.
Nice.
But I think the support that you have at Place is definitely something. Like when I first started with James as his EA, it was really just the listed to settled side of things, whereas now, you know, I'm so involved within the office, and I think that's my niche. I like that high level office stuff.
Yeah. I've got to be honest, Josh, half the reason I'm here is just so you don't recruit her, right? I'm keeping an eye on her. You know, head.
You never know.
I'm here to make sure that doesn't happen.
That's it. I remember when I was coming into your office to, you know, meet with you guys, and I was quite nervous because I was like, this is such a big office, in my opinion, you know, like from an outside source. I've never been there, and I hadn't done many of these training sessions to external agencies before, but you know, I was like, oh, this is like nerve-wracking. And then I got there, but you all go, everyone made me feel so welcome. You were such a lovely team there.
Right.
You know, loads of good people. And they all came up to me afterwards and said, thank you. And I was just like, oh, that was good. Like, because you don't know how you go out there, do you?
And you did such a great job that day. I know that a lot of the agents were taking notes and were really riveted. So we love to hear from other agents, you know, from other brands. Yeah. And I love that day how you sat and watched the end of our meeting and everything.
Yeah.
So, was great.
There's so many good agents out there that will do that for each other. It's such a good industry for that.
Absolutely. I think you've got to learn from each other, because there's something in your business and you can see it from, you know, this beautiful office to your team. You're obviously doing something right, which is good. So there's always, you know, we can learn from you, you can learn from us. And I think that's great. We're just lucky we're in different areas, hey? No,
Absolutely.
Just kidding.
For now.
Oh,
And ladies, thank you so much for coming on today. Really appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you very much, Josh.
Absolutely.
Really good to chat with you.
Awesome.